All right, how's everybody doing? So I think I just videotaped this in one long session here, and I'm cutting it up into two different videos, and we have two distinctly different subject matters. I think we're moving from a more hard sci-fi or hard space and science fiction look to a little more fantastical sort of scenery here or imagery. Really, this one just started off as doing some figure drawing practice. I never intended to do any of this stuff. It's just kind of branching out from it being fun and me getting into it with a little bit of time to relax. So I'm taking advantage of that very limited time um, and coming up with some more completed scenes, I guess. And just working that muscle. Try to do some figure drawing if it's been a good while since I've sat down and done it. It's really funny how you lose that sort of muscle memory of that. I don't know what you'd call it. That uh, understanding of how the shoulders work and the hips work, and it all comes together in these very subtle curves that make up the whole. And it kind of slips away if I don't do it regularly. And then it's a little jarring. You start to remember. You're like, oh, okay, I remember how the hip comes together with the waist and the butt area reaches the small of the back and the whole deal. All right, and this was just, like I said, I just started off with the figures, started drawing bubbles around it, and that struck a chord, and I kept going on with a more fantasy image, put him in a cave and some kind of warrior to witness, or some kind of figure to witness the situation. And I had in mind kind of like a cave, I guess, with some stairs or a stone walkway. I love doing the stone walkways, and kind of thinking like an old Dungeons and Dragons cover, like something from the 80s, where you had the warrior coming down into a cave to fight the dragon or something. I have a particular book cover. I think I have a particular, is it wasn't a module or one of the manuals. I never was a big D&D player. Actually, I never played much at all. My older brother was really into it. I remember looking at the books and thinking, I mean, I was super underage to be playing that stuff, but it was a lot of words and a lot of trying to understand gobbledygook, it looked like, and I didn't care. But I would watch him and his friends play, and they always looked like they were having fun. And I wished I was smart enough to get it, but it's just moving on. I skipped it. But we did play a lot of BattleTech, I guess, the board game, or the paper and the tabletop game, as it were. But that's where we're going here, and that's sort of what's going on in my head as I do this. So I'm just trying to practice. It was mostly practicing some figure drawing with some added whatevers. And so maybe that guy is walking. He walks into this chamber, and he's presented with these visions, or these hallucinations, or um, creatures, or that were there once upon a time and are just ghosts appearing in these bubbles. I don't know what I'm doing there. Probably sharpening the pencil, taking a lot of breaks, a lot of dead visual space. Maybe I can trim that up a bit. And the old circle tracer. God, I think I've had this thing for 100 years. It's brittle and it's falling apart. And it's starting to get cold out. It's time to put on the coat. It's either 110 degrees out or it's 27 degrees. I think it's that humidity which makes the cold bite a little worse because the humidity's always there, even when it's cold. It's a lot easier to work in the shed when it's cooler, though, in the workshop. If it was the summer, I would be dripping wet onto that paper. Just kind of texturing this thing out, give it a little bit of a rough, coarse look, like it's made out of bricks, mud bricks or something on those pillars, that pedestal. And when I was drawing this time around, I was actually looking at the video instead of the paper. I mean, I was going back and forth, actually, because I don't know if I could just stare at the video and draw. But you could see the graphic look that it needed to pop on the video. So it does not, like, it looks real. Those black lines look really heavy and harsh on the paper or in person, but it looks just right on the camera. So it's a weird little phenomenon. Maybe it's all in my head. It's not really happening. I'm trying to just make that foreground pop a little harder too. I'm trying to work that neck up position. It's very hard. I struggle with that angle of the head, because then you're gonna do some foreshortening of the face, with the chin being the foremost, I guess, in your face portion of it, closest to the viewer. But my lighting and shading, my light source still sucks. But I guess I'm really just trying to get the idea out. And there we go. If you stuck around this long, thanks for listening to me blather, and hopefully we'll be doing it again soon. See you later.